The New York Knicks get back on the left side of the column in this series as they beat the Detroit Pistons 118 to 116. I feel like this score is a lot closer than how the game unfolded, and I can't wait to break it down. But if you are fired up about the Game 3 win and you want to keep the good vibes rolling, hit that thumbs up icon right now. For the first time this series, in my opinion, the Knicks played up to their potential. And they played like they were the 3 seed, playing against the 6 seed. Yes, you won game 1, but the Pistons outplayed you for 3 quarters. And yes, you stormed back in game 2. You did lose, but the Pistons again outplayed you for 3 quarters. I thought the Knicks thoroughly outplayed the Detroit Pistons in this ball game for a lot of different reasons. I'm going to give credit to Tom Thibodeau. I think it was a importance for him to get Karl-Anthony Towns the ball early on in this ball game. Cat comes out hot, knocking down 3 after 3 at the top of the key, and credit to him for doing so. Also, really proud of the way the New York Knicks battled on the boards. I know they ultimately lost the rebound battle, but I thought you felt their size and their strength, and they were able to create extra offensive possessions. And anytime you can win a basketball game, when the other team makes 4 more threes than you and shoots 6 more percentage points than you, that is a major win to celebrate. And the New York Knicks, they should be proud about the way they played, and I'm hoping this is kind of what we're going to be seeing the rest of this series. Also want to give a major shout-out to producer Brett Alper, holding it down on the watch party last night. Give me some BAs in the chat. You killed it, brother. Let me know what you thought from the game. I know we didn't get to watch together. We've talked about it. For me, I thought Cat set the tone, and really it just all fell into place after that.
It was kind of the first time I really saw the Knicks play gritty. You were seeing, I think I saw Mikal Bridges at one point dive on the ground. They were getting chippy. I think there was 3 or 4 techs called in the first quarter. It looked like they came out and they wanted to play a fighting game. It wasn't, we're going to try to beat you from basketball. They were trying to beat the Pistons up. And the main guy who was last night, it was Karl-Anthony Towns. And you saw every single time Tobias Harris was on him, he was taking advantage of that mismatch. And from what we saw in Game 2, where he didn't score in the second half, big difference in Game 3.
A major difference. And down the stretch, Karl-Anthony Towns hits that Carmelo Anthony baseline fall-away jumper to essentially put the game on ice. What really stood out to me was how quick Karl-Anthony Towns was to come to the defense of Mitchell Robinson when Mitch and B-ball Paul Reed got face-to-face. 3 technicals called, 2 on the Knicks, 1 on the Pistons. But Alper, I really thought that kind of showed you that this team is still together, even though a lot of people, maybe us included, quit on them a little bit after Game 2.
It was kind of, everybody was like, has Tom Thibodeau lost the locker room? I don't think so, but it was also, you saw him make adjustments. In Game 2, I have a stat from Tommy Beer right here. In Game 2, Karl-Anthony Towns had 36 total touches, 24 front court touches. And in Game 3, Towns had 60 and 42. Like, complete different turnaround from Game 2 to Game 3. And we put it on Tibbs. Make your adjustments. And he did.
One thing that I also want to point out from Tommy, and I think this is where we're going to see this team operate at the highest level, is when they realize they are a 2-headed monster on the offensive end. Karl-Anthony Towns scoring 31 points. Jalen Brunson scoring 30 points. Cat and Brunson are the first pair of Knicks teammates to each score 30-plus points in a playoff game since Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell in New York's victory over Atlanta in Game 1 of the 1999 Eastern Conference semifinals. Brunson, I thought he set the table well, and I thought he kind of let the game come to him. But when the game was on the line, he closed it out, but I thought he was able to do that out because he was a little more fresh and he wasn't having to carry the load completely offensively. The 3-point shot wasn't there, but he found a way to still affect the game even when the shot's not falling. That's what great players do.
And he wasn't trying to play hero ball at all. I mean, you could see the stat line, 9 assists. He wasn't making his shots in the first half. In the second half, in the fourth quarter, when it became crunch time, he proved to everybody why he's the clutch player of the year. I think he was 4 for 6 at one point in the fourth quarter. He absolutely cooked Dennis Schroeder. He went right to the basket when the Knicks needed a basket the most. Ice in the veins, and you can't deny just He's an amazing player for this team.
If they try to put Dennis Schroeder on Jalen Brunson in crunch time, take his little ass to the lane every single time like you did, Brunson. 12 points in the fourth, 10 in crunch time. He sealed the game. And we got to give a shout-out to Mikal Bridges. We have been critics of him, and rightfully so. I think we're pretty fair. Play good, talk good. Play bad, talk bad. And we've done that for Bridges, but he looked good last night.
He was confident. He was letting the game come to him. He wasn't forcing shots, and he was being aggressive. He was driving to the paint. There was one where he just went right up on. He wasn't trying to force shots up, and that's all I need Mikal Bridges to do. Just shoot the wide open shot. And he went back to his classic mid-range jumper. And you can't accept anything other than just Mikal Bridges hitting his shots.
This is, I think, the first time we have seen the vision of Leon Rose that he had when he made these trades in the offseason. You saw a two-headed monster on the offensive end of Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson combining for 30 points. Mikal Bridges, he guarded Cade Cunningham, if not just as much, maybe more than OG Anunoby last night. And the advanced analytics say Mikal Bridges did an unbelievable job on Cade Cunnham, who didn't play well at all. 10 to 25 from the field. And in the games the Knicks have won this series, I believe Jalen Brunson has had one turnover in Game 1, and he had one turnover in Game 3. Cade Cunningham, I believe, had 5 turnovers last night, and he had 5 turnovers in Game 1.
They were swarming him. And the Pistons were trying to do what they did in every single game. Every time Cade Cunningham got the ball, you would see someone try to get a screen, try to get a switch going. And surprisingly, they were going over the screens. Mikal Bridges was going over the screens. OG Anunoby was going over the screens. They did not let Cade Cunningham get hot one single bit.
Cade was 0 of 4 when defended by Mikal Bridges. He was 4 of 14 when guarded by OG. 4 of 18 combined, 22% from the field. That's why you go out and you get those guys, to be able to make an impact on defense. What'd you think of Josh Hart last night?
Josh Hart, it just felt like vintage Josh Hart. He was being aggressive. He was just going after every ball. It felt like last year's playoffs where when a rebound goes up, he's going to be in the exact spot to where it is. He was jumping everywhere. He was being just all over the court, not really making an impact scoring, but he did have that offensive rebound put back to end the third quarter, and I think that set the tone for the fourth, and that was really one of the daggers in this game.
He also got a shot up on the rim in the fourth quarter. It rimmed out, but it was able to be put back and slammed by Mitchell Robinson. I thought he played well, and literally this team rides on the shoulders of Josh Hart. When he plays well, they win. When they don't, he does not. OG Anunoby, 22 points, 4 of 14 was Cade Cunningham when defended by OG. He had that nice dunk in the first quarter, and then we saw Malik Beasley throw it down on him and talk a little noise. And I thought between the Pistons fans talking noise and the Pistons walking around like their shit didn't stink, it fired the Knicks up, and you could kind of see that in OG.
It was before the game, you saw Malik Beasley hold up the sign. I heard the LCA is going to be more exciting than the Garden. They probably took it personal. Now, OG, he had a great first half. It didn't look like he was scoring as much in the second, but that's just because Karl-Anthony Towns was absolutely going off. OG kind of took a step back and made defense a priority for him. But still, when you can get OG hitting his shots, when you can get everybody hitting these shots, this team isn't going to lose.
That's what you need, man. And this is the type of – and I know it's a 2-point win, but, again, I thought the game it looked like two different teams on two different levels of competitiveness.
It felt like a 3-seed playing a 6-seed.
It did, and that was the first time we've got that this series. Deuce had a big 3 in this ball game.
Still doesn't look like he has the confidence.
No, he does not. Hopefully he finds it. He was huge in the Knicks playoff runs last year. Did have a big bucket in the ball game, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling the same Deuce vibes that I was even earlier this season, dating back to last year as well.
It felt like whenever Deuce McBride would get an open shot, it goes in.
Yep.
Now when I see Deuce McBride get a shot wide open in the corner, if he sees someone coming to close out, he doesn't even look to shoot the ball anymore. His confidence is just shot. And I would just tell him straight up, we know what you can do, Deuce. Just keep shooting the ball. Don't stop.
If this team wants to, I know we're still in round one, long way to go. But if this team wants to advance out of round two, they need Deuce McBride to be a serious impact player off the bench. Mitch last night, 2 points, 4 boards, had that putback in the fourth quarter. Kind of set the tone when he got in the face of Paul Reed in that shoving match, and it was one of many, and Mitch was kind of the enforcer for the Knicks last night.
He was the bully. He was the guy that was, I know what this is about. I've been the longest tenured Knick. You're not going to come, I know you're at home, but you're not going to beat us up. And Mitch was there. And I know he only played, I think, about 15 minutes, but he was making his presence known. He had 4 rebounds. 3 of those were offensive rebounds.
That's what you need. That's why you didn't trade him. We always have talked about him being one of the better offensive rebounding centers in the NBA. And if he's going to impact winning for the Knicks, that's how it needs to be done. Was able to do it last night, and Knicks were able to do that. I still think that campaign 3 shot in the corner was a 3. I
thought it was.
I still think
when he shot it 2, I was like, what is going on?
Why are we shooting 2s in the corner? It was ridiculous. Overall, though, 2 of 4. Didn't make that much of an impact, but the ship didn't sink when he was in there, and Brunson was not.
When you play more than 4 minutes, that was one of my keys to the victory in the pregame show yesterday, was just play your bench. Campaign only played 4 minutes. You can't make an impact when you're barely on the court. I know he had 3 fouls, but he just didn't play the second half. I need Campaign to just stick with what you're doing. He's not going to come out and distribute the ball. He's just going to find his shot and just give a little bit of offense.
He's going to be able to hit big shots. Did it in game 1. We'll see if Tibbs maybe gives him some more minutes down the stretch or what, but overall a win, and a good win, and the best win of the postseason. You're up 2-1. How sweet it would be to win game 4 and come back and close them out at the world's most famous arena
Be
for
great.
game 5.
I need it. And Knicks win when you get more than 20 assists. I think they only had 15 total in game 2.
And, like, during the year, I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but when they make 12 threes, they're almost unbeatable. What did Cat have? 4 threes from the top of the key to start the game.
Yeah.
He was aggressive in looking for his shot. He heard the noise. Tibbs heard the noise. Brunson heard the noise. And they responded in a major way. A big win, one we should all be proud of and excited
Great
about.
win.
And I can't wait for Sunday.
I'm excited.
I cannot wait
I'm excited.
for Sunday.
I'm ready for it.
I know you guys are pumped up. If you are, hit that thumbs up icon. We will be back live on the channel an hour before the game tips off on Sunday. Until then, let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.